Nutrition to Me with Kelly Springer. Kelly, today we're going to talk about what's new at Kelly's Choice. We're running into the new year. 2025 is almost over. It's December 9th as we're recording this podcast. Tell us what's new.
Everything. So we had a stellar year, another increase of 40% in revenue growth. It's been steady year after year after year. And I'm so excited for 26. We have a million things coming with the podcast that we're on today, our book that's out on GLP-1s. It's going to be more perfect timing. We're being able to work with large companies. Like I just got to go down there and present. Also working with Paychex, working with PBMs, working with all these different outlets, including broker groups. The floodgates have opened, and I've been waiting 13 years for this to happen. So in October, we celebrated our 13th year, and I couldn't be happier. And I feel just like Taylor Swift, this number is our lucky number. This is our year. So just extremely excited to see from the private practice side of how we've been able to grow those numbers, reach out direct to consumer, also work with hospital systems. Our workplace wellness platform is now in companies all over the United States. And then media-wise, we're everywhere. TV in Dallas, up here in central New York, down in DC, just everywhere. So I'm just thrilled. And our nonprofit officially is kicked off. We've seen about 600 clients on the Medicaid side. And so I just can't even shut up. I can't stop talking about it. I mean, it's unbelievable that people finally recognize nutrition, the impact that it's having on our healthcare.
Well, that's fantastic. And then it's just you got to keep going after the growth. I guess what's continuing, you just nailed everything in news. You want to continue to add, you hit through all those. Explain what you're the most excited about going into 2026.
Honestly, I can't even believe the success of the nonprofit. We were really lucky to be funded by the 1115 waiver to serve the Medicaid population. And we're a lot of different things happening on that nonprofit side, but that's really exciting because it was always my mission to be able to serve the underserved. And now we can. But this year, 2026, I am doubling down on workplace wellness. Work sites are now realizing that healthcare is so expensive, and implementing nutrition education at the work site can truly lower claims and save them millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So doubling down on worksite wellness, and therefore also doubling down on my speaking ability, getting on those stages, going to the different conferences, being there as that motivational speaker to get people excited about nutrition and also cut through the myths of all the things that are out there and get factual information to those employees.
No, that's huge, because what you're able to do is something that's needed, because it's going to decrease your healthcare costs, especially if you work with someone I know, and I'll mention off air about. He has the ability to really decrease your healthcare costs. And then if you're not having your people going to the doctors anymore, you're decreasing the price. And a lot of times working with insurance brokers are going to be much better than going straight to the companies. And that means working with people like Kelly, who has all those connections to see that. Because the key component is, if they're not having as many health issues, your healthcare is not going to cost as much. And that is why you need a dietitian.
It's just unbelievable. So if we truly can get nutrition education to the employee, number one, you're going to reduce claims because we can reverse fatty liver disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol in 3 months. That's going to save you thousands of dollars in the claims for pharmaceutical. On top of it, you're going to have more presence at work, so less absenteeism. That is a huge cost to the organization, and also an increase in productivity. So you have true numbers coming from the pharmacy side, where you really are not going to have as many claims as you did the year before. And just getting someone to reverse fatty liver disease, just so you know, if you're a self-insured company, that's $2,000 a month, $2,000 a month for a fatty liver disease medication. If you can reverse just type 1, type 2 diabetic on your team, that saves you $11,000 a year. These are real numbers associated with these chronic diseases that we can help with.
Yeah. And that's what working with those companies will definitely do that. So that's you're excited about 2026. I think also looking at a lot of the companies that are coming on the podcast in 2026, because that's part of Kelly's choice. But I want to dive into the really thing you want is for people to go ahead and call for a dietitian, how they're missing the ball, dropping the ball if they don't have their own personalized dietitian.
Now's was the first time that you can truly have a dietitian under your insurance plan. It hasn't always been this way. I was actually going back into old notebooks and I saw my old referral form the other day. And it's just interesting. Everything used to be cash based. And now you can have a dietitian on your plan. Most plans cover in full. You don't even have a copay and unlimited visits. So this is the moment in time. Book your dietitian, get factual information. You have basically a cheerleader in your pocket to help you along whatever your health journey is.
So key. Oh, trust me, it's so key. And I think it's exciting as well what's happening with this. So let's dive even deeper into this and talk about the podcast. What do you want to happen in 2026 with the podcast? One thing is you're going to be on Radiate TV. That's something I did not announce, but you're going to be one of the podcasts heading over to Radiate TV. We're adding podcasts to a streaming platform, Apple TV, all the different places. So you'll stay tuned to what happens there. But what else do you think you want new in 2026 for the podcast? You look forward to having a lot of your partners as guests.
Absolutely. And I think these partners really bring something to the table. We were just talking about, for instance, my new friend, Nick, who owns a company called Blue Jeans, which is really cool, looking at our genetic for how we utilize and break down medications. We can have Ellen Brown on, who's doing so much in DC, trying to help with all different things from PCOS to just changing healthcare. These are amazing people that are doing such great work. And there's a lot more coming behind that of like PBMs, pharmacy management companies that we're partnering with. So there's full transparency for these self-insured companies to say, hey, we actually can look at these pharmaceutical spend and we can actually see how we can save you money on getting people off these medications. So this is a moment in time where we really truly have had an impact on healthcare and can do so much more in 26. And so excited for the podcast to let people know how much, especially if you're a self-insured owner right now or a self-employed person, of understanding that you have the ability to look at these different costs and to help yourself and your company. It's going to be a cool year.
No, it is definitely. Let's just say, and the costs are not huge for the employer as well, how it's covered with healthcare, right? It's not as an extreme cost as other services, a dietitian, and people are missing out that might just want to pay out of pocket too, right?
Yeah, so right now also you can use your HSAs or FSAs for dietitian services, which is huge. There's lots of
And I would love to do a podcast on HSAs and FSAs to
Mhm.
explain that in nutrition ways because people don't know how to use them.
And it's really interesting because even these health savings plans in particular and wellness dollars for companies, they can utilize our services as well. So they could, for instance, we have a 12-week transformation program. That entire program for your worksite could be paid for by wellness dollars under your insurance plan.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's really a lot of companies don't know. So, for instance, in 25, we had this program paid for by MVP, CDPHP, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, United Health. And so it's really interesting that there's these wellness dollars that companies may not know that they have, and they can pay for a lot of the programming that we have available for the employees.
Some exciting things are in the works. Go to Kelly's Choice and pick up the new Weight Loss Era available on Amazon. And you have more news to come regarding books, regarding everything. Just stay tuned by liking and subscribing to Talk Nutrition to Me. I appreciate it, Kelly. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. That was a special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show and Talk Nutrition to Me, guys. Take care.